Hello children, Ross here again. I hope you're all okay and you've enjoyed today's activities. Now it's time for a bedtime story, and this is another one of my stories that I wrote. So get yourself comfortable and I'll begin. Okay, the story is called The Octopus in the Bath. It was bath time on a Sunday night and Ben was splashing the water, playing with his toys. Suddenly, from out of the bubbles appeared a long tentacle, followed by another, then another, until there were 8 long tentacles in front of him. Ben sat still, too shocked to move. Then a huge head with large round eyes appeared. A giant octopus sat in his bath. This strange and unexpected appearance made Ben laugh. "What's so funny?" the octopus asked. "I've never seen an octopus in my bath before," replied Ben. "I guess it must be quite a strange sight, although I haven't met a young boy like you before. My name is Mr. Octopus, and I'm a creature of the sea. How do you do?" he said, stretching out a tentacle. "I'm Ben," he replied, shaking Mr. Octopus's tentacle. "Well, Ben, it's a pleasure to meet you. Tell me, dear boy, do you like adventures?" "Yes," said Ben. "I love dressing up like a pirate and looking for treasure, or a spaceman and exploring distant planets, or a superhero and saving the world." "Ha ha, I see," chuckled Mr. Octopus. "Well, in that case, would you like to go on an adventure under the sea?" "Yes, please, Mr. Octopus," said Ben. With that, Mr. Octopus blew a large bubble of air to go round Ben's head and told him to hold on tight. The water from the bath started to swirl as if going down a giant plug hole. Down and down, round and round they went, as if they were on a giant water slide. Suddenly, they hit the water with a splash. Ben opened his eyes and found himself in a world full of colour. Wherever he looked, he could see creatures of all shapes and size. There were fishes, turtles, dolphins, sea lions and squid. "This place is amazing," cried Ben. Mr. Octopus chuckled, and with a nod of his head, the turtles and dolphins swam to his side. He wrapped his tentacle around them and then made a chair with his 2 back tentacles for Ben to sit on. In an instant, they were swimming at great speed through the water and jumping up and through waves. They came across a magnificent coral reef. Ben swam around it and explored, looking at all the amazing creatures. He saw a crab scuttle along the seabed and followed it. It led him to a beautiful shell. While he was looking at it, the shell popped open, and he could see something glistening inside. He swam closer and realised it was a pearl. He picked it up and swam back to Mr. Octopus. They swam on some more before diving down deep into the water. Ben looked all around and saw old buildings and statues. They had discovered an underwater city. Ben stared in wonder, and as he turned, he spied a sunken ship. "Look down there," said Ben, pointing. "A great spot, my boy," replied Mr. Octopus, and they swam down to explore the shipwreck. Ben peered through a hole in the side of the ship. He saw the skeletons of old pirates sat at a table, still wearing their hats and eye patches. As he continued to look round, he spotted an old brown wooden treasure chest. They swam over to the chest, but it was shut tight. Together, they tried to open it. Eventually, it flew open, revealing all kinds of treasures inside. There were diamonds, rubies, sapphires, and even a golden crown. As Ben looked at the precious items, a shadow flashed across the floor of the ship, which made him jump. He looked up to see a shark circling above him. "Swim away, Ben!" shouted Mr. Octopus. Ben swam towards the table where the pirate skeleton sat, but the shark headed straight towards him with its jaws wide open. Ben grabbed an old telescope from the table and held it out in front of him. The shark swam straight into it, and the telescope wedged its jaws open. it turned and swam away. "I think that's enough excitement for one day. It's time to get you home," said Mr. Octopus. "Climb aboard and hold on tight." They swam up and up, faster and faster, until they reached the surface. They shot out of the water and landed with a splash back in Ben's bath full of bubbles. "Thank you, Mr. Octopus. Today has been fantastic. The sea creatures, the coral reef, the treasure chest." "I'm so glad you had fun. It's been a pleasure, but now I must return to the sea." "Will you come back and visit again?" Ben asked. "I promise I'll come back another day, but for now I must bid you farewell," said Mr. Octopus, before sinking back down beneath the bubbles. In an instant, he was gone. Ben felt sad, but then suddenly his hand brushed against something beneath the water. He grabbed it and looked inside his hand. It was the pearl. Ben heard his mum calling to say his dinner was ready. He couldn't wait to tell her all about his adventure under the sea. I hope you enjoyed my story, The Octopus in the Bath. Maybe you'll go and have some adventures of your own. Thank you again. I'll see you later.